Hi there, my name is Terry Smith. I'm the owner of Adorable Deco Decor, where we make and sell wreaths and other types of home decor, and also work toward inspiring others to make their own designs through my Facebook Lives, on my blog at adorabledecodecor.com, and also now through my courses in wreath making. And tonight I'm down here in the workshop, and I thought that we would make a rustic, buffalo check grapevine Christmas wreath, and I thought I'd come on here and share it with you. So like I said, tonight we're going to be working on a buffalo check, kind of a farmhouse style, rustic style Christmas wreath. And the inspiration for this wreath came from this little sign right here, and you may have seen me do it or use it before. I like the colors, I like the simplicity of it, and it's just a really cute, simple sign. You probably can't see on there, it's kind of a frosted also, which to me helped it kind of play with the stem that I'm going to be using, or the spray I'm going to be using. Is pretty well frosted throughout as well, and I thought that would look really nice together. So, and I love red and black for Christmas. I mean, it's just, they just marry so well. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and get started. First off, I've got an 18-inch grapevine wreath, and I've already, this is the very last one I have right now. I've got to restock, but I had to do quite a bit of work to it before I actually came live. You can see it's pretty loosely wound. You can see through it. You can see back to the background there, but I already have taken some binding wire and kind of tightened it up just a little bit, not too much. I don't need it real tight for this design I'm going to be doing tonight, and it just had a ton of leaves in it, so I cleaned that out, and I also kind of cleaned up this side of the wreath, because this is the side that's going to be showing, you know, with the sign and such. And then I also put a wreath hanger on it. Not everybody does wreath hangers. I like to use wreath hangers because it's been my experience, people don't always know which side is up and down on my wreaths. Even sometimes with the wreath hanger, they still get hung upside down. So just saying. It sounds like I might do something the same too. But anyway, so that's how far I've gotten. So now, as you come, all right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a bow. And I've got these two really dreamy, kind of wintry ribbons that I'm going to use for my bow. Let me show you these. Actually, let me cut the cellophane off, because I don't think you can appreciate on camera all the character of this ribbon. But this is like a wool or a felted ribbon, really wintry looking, and again, plays well with the Merry Christmas sign. And then too, I was going to go ahead and pair it with, this is one of my all-time favorite Christmas ribbons. I just love it. It's a velvet, red velvet, which I love red. And then it has the white chenille on it, and I think it just speaks of winter. And this may be dorky, but it makes me think of Santa Claus when I see that. So, but those two are going to go together. And then also, well, I already showed the spray that we're going to use. That's going to be the spray. It's got the, like I said, the iced evergreen pine cone, and then it has the red berries. So, and I was going to start with the bow, but I got to thinking I probably need to get the sign ready. That way the glue can dry while I'm making the bow. So my thinking is the sign needs to go about right here. And I try not to bring it out here. Number one, it doesn't look good. I like to try to fill up the center of my wreath, so I'll put it over here. But then also, if I put it over here, you know, it's already an 18-inch grapevine. If I put it over here, that's going to make the shipping box need to be even larger. So that's one thing I always try to be aware of. And let me get some pipe cleaners. I always try to secure my signs and embellishments in 3 places so that they don't wobble. Let me get my staple gun. And like I said, I'm going to put a pipe cleaner in both corners here and then right underneath the M there. Okay? So how's everybody doing? Did you all have a good weekend? I hope so. We've had some really, really hot weather here, and then today, I think it stayed around 82. It was beautiful outside. And of course, I was stuck in here working. Trying to get ready to go to visit my son in Dallas, son and daughter-in-law. Can't wait to see them. I think, gosh, I can't remember when I saw them last. So I'm going to take myself, and my mother is going to go with me. And it just happens that Market is going to be in Dallas at the same time. So I'm hoping to be able to go live while I'm there and kind of share that with you guys. So I've taken some staples and I put the pipe cleaners on with the staples, and then I put hot glue over the top of them. And I'm also going to be putting a business card over this. Number one, I don't like all that label to show, and number two, that way, you know, they won't forget who they got this from. And I always like to put it there because sometimes you have visitors or guests that might want to know also where it came from, and they may not want to ask. So, all right, now my feeling is I'm going to put the sign here. I'm going to put a bow over here. So we'll go ahead and make the bow. You know, like I said, I've got this beautiful velvet and chenille Christmas ribbon, and then this wool buffalo check. And we always try to get a bunch of ribbon off of the spool first. I really haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with my tails. So I'm just gonna make them short because I can always add 2 later. But I'm gonna put quite a few bow loops in it. Let me see how big I want to make the loops. I think that'll probably work. So has everybody had a good weekend? I haven't got to see comments. I'm sorry I've been talking. I'm going to make 4 loops here of this ribbon, and then we'll go and we'll swap ribbons. Like I said, I'm not going to put big tails on it just yet. I probably will later. This is going to be a rustic type Christmas wreath. I had somebody text me the other day, or message me. They said, "Do you ever make anything that's not foo-foo?" I said, "Well, that's my preference, but here's my Etsy shop. You can see what I got." It was just kind of struck me funny. All right, I'm going to make 4 loops of both of these, and then I'll finish up with the buffalo check. Now see, right now I'm not seeing any comments, except all they have is this new thing that they've got where you can bring people on camera with you. Has anybody done that yet? That's the only thing I'm seeing right now. Okay, we'll trim that off. Kind of see what I've got here. Okay, I'm going to put Try at least a couple more of the buffalo check. We'll make these a little bit smaller. Okay, and maybe I'm going to put 2 more loops of the red also. I want it to be a nice full bow. And of course, you know, we're just using 1.5 inch ribbon, so you need to have more bow loops, obviously. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Teresa said we're too busy watching you make with that bow. Well, thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. But no, it's, I keep on looking up because all this stuff keeps popping up, but all it says is you can bring them on camera. So-and-so's watching with you, bring them on camera. I'm like, well, what if they're in their PJs? Or nothing? You know, everybody watching at home, who's to say? Okay, now I'm going to just take a pipe cleaner. Whoops. And I'm just going to give it one twist. Then I like to look at it and see if I'm happy with it. See if I've got everything going where I want. I always say people, I think, you know, so many people say they struggle with making bows. But really, I think that we just give up too early. I always tell people, I mean, you know, that doesn't look like much of a bow right now. I mean, you just got to mess with it, and that's the whole reason we use wired ribbon, is so that we can make a nice, beautiful bow. You just got to tell the ribbon where you want it to go. And it takes a little bit of practice, like anything. Like anything you want to be good at. Okay. All right, so there's our bow so far. And like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with those tails just yet. I'll go ahead and give the pipe cleaner another twist once I get it to where I want it. And then, like I said, I'm thinking I'm going to put it about right here. And I'm just taking it right through the grapevine. I'm not sticking it around the grapevine. I'm taking the pipe cleaners through the grapevine. And I always put it toward the inside of the grapevine also. Rather than put it up here on top of the grapevine, I put it toward the inside. Because I always like to have stuff, you know, showing behind. Okay. Let's see. Let me get all my loops arranged here the way I want them. I like to have if I use 2 ribbons, I like to have the ribbons alternating to where you get to see all the color. I need to tighten that down just a little bit more. Might have to go back in the back here. Okay. Okay, that looks like a nice fun ribbon, or nice fun bow. And I'm just going to leave, well, I'm going to go ahead and dovetail a few of these, the shorter ribbons. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do ultimately with them, but we'll go ahead and dovetail a few of them. Now this ribbon here, the buffalo check, I'm not going to dovetail, I'm just going to cut it on an angle because it's likely going to fray if I do that. Okay, I wanted one of these to come up top here. Let me see. Oops. I'm going to go ahead and dovetail this one too. If it goes off the top, of course, I don't want it too long. There we go. All right, and these guys I'm just going to leave right now. Okay? Okay. Now, whoops. Like I said, I've got these two sprays that I want to use. And I want to see, let me see how we're going to be. Okay. All right, I think we're going to be in good shape. Those are Hobby Lobby sprays, by the way, if I didn't say that. I get some of those every year. They're really nice. Our Hobby Lobby is just kind of sifting out a little bit of Christmas here and there. I don't have everything out yet. It's like they're giving it to us piecemeal. Like, just put it all out there. They're torturing us. But I tell you what, have you guys not noticed how they've really got some really nice supplies now? I think now that everybody's crafting more, it seems like they've really upped their game. I was really impressed with the fall, you know, the new fall things. A lot of things on trend and it all looks nice. I still haven't used much of their mesh. I will in an emergency, but a lot of their Christmas ribbon is nice quality. I have to take my pliers here and grab this one last pipe cleaner. There's always one of them that's contrary. There we go. Yeah, rather than fight with it, I just run my pipe or my needle nose pliers through the grapevine and grab it that way. And I don't ever completely secure my sign until the very end because, you know, things can change and I can decide I need to move it, you know, one way or the other. So I always wait until the very end. So. Yeah, Claudia, our Christmas is not on sale right now. Like I said, they're just kind of, you know, inching it out a piece at a time. Just trying to get the price tag off of these. As usual, it's wrapped in paper, and then they put this sticky sticker on there, and then you end up ripping the paper. There has to be a better way. All right, now I'm going to put the stems on here. We need to fluff each little piece, just like a Christmas tree. Let's grab each individual item and lift it up, move it around, make it look a little bit more natural rather than just, you know, straight up and down like this. Like I said, I get this several of these sprays every year, and they're really pretty inexpensive. I mean, of course, right now I don't think they're on sale, but they're only $11.99, and I think you get a really nice spray for that. A lot of elements to it. Okay. All right, so got one. Let me get the other fluffed. Hey, Liliana, how are you doing? Thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. Oh, goodness sakes. And they always put them up in the very tightest places here. Like you can hardly get your fingers in there. I'm going to persevere, though. Okay, all right, go ahead and fluff again. Each individual piece. And even these little, you know, these little branches that come off, you want to give them a little bend also. Kind of separate them out. Each one of these are wired, so they'll bend however you want them to. But you know, hardly anything in nature is straight. Now I'm going to be using these sprays whole this time, but there's been several times too I've kind of cut them down in pieces and used them in different things like lantern swags and teardrop swags. You can break them up into little pieces, add them like you want. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this great big thing here. Make it a little bit more manageable. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of bend it, kind of get it going in the direction I want it to. Be careful that it doesn't break. I have done that before too, but there's, you know, you can always work with that. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but why make more work for yourself? I am going to do something. This pine cone here is kind of loose. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around this stem a couple of times here. There we go. All right, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a few zip ties, or some people call them cable ties. And I'm just going to take this, and this is one reason I wasn't that concerned that this grapevine was that loosely woven, because I'm going to be using the cable ties to secure it to the grapevine. Just going to sneak it right in there. And I want it to kind of almost drape over that sign. I'm going to drop this down. I'm too short. I'm standing on my tippy toes. All right, now I'm just going to grab a few of these, a few of the pieces of the grapevine. Get in there. And I'm not going to tighten it completely down just yet. Because, for example, I want to make sure the pine cone is visible and that kind of thing. I want to make sure it's where I want it. And I'm going to put two of the cable ties on there, or zip ties. Secure it a couple of different places at least. And then once I do that, I usually will take some moss and cover up the zip tie. So nobody wants to see that. Although they are brown, so they, you know, they blend in pretty well, but still. Okay. All right, I think that looks pretty good. So I'll go ahead and tighten that one. And make sure when you tighten it, you don't tighten it so tight that you break the grapevine. Cut off the end here. Okay. I think I want that pipe or that pine cone going upward, I think. There. Okay. All right, now we'll work on the bottom one. Anybody have any questions? I'm not seeing any. Okay. I'll keep on going. Like I said, if you need a question answered, just ask me again because I'm not seeing them. Okay, one thing I really like about this is how you can bend this. You can bend these twigs down to where I like to have something kind of drapey here. We may even have some ribbon ties or bow tails drape down as well, but I like that, how you can just put it however you want. Okay, I think that looks pretty good about right there. But I like to use these sprays a lot. It just, you know, half the work's done for you. And really, if you wanted to, you could stop right there and have a really nice wreath. But I'm not going to. This one's kind of tricky because I'm trying to hold it up while I'm doing the cable tie. Okay, there we go. Oh, thank you, Nancy. How are you doing? Good to see you tonight. All right, let's see. And make sure, make sure that you've got this secured to a good sturdy piece of vine. Don't just get some little, one or two little flimsy things that are going to break. Okay. All right, let me look at it here. This little guy doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. Okay, I think that's good. So let me go ahead and tighten these. Just make sure you're cutting the right thing when you clip those off. I have had an accident or two where I've cut the wrong thing. Actually, it happened to me today. I was doing a tutorial for my wreath class we've got going on, and I ended up cutting the wrong thing. But there's solutions for everything we do, everything we mess up. Okay. All right, so that's what we have so far. And like I said, we could stop right now and have a really nice wreath. Let me zoom in here for you. Oh, Laura, late as usual. No worries. No worries. But like I said, you could stop right here and this wreath would sell. But we're going to fill it up a little bit. So, all right, let me drop it down again here. Okay. I'll just leave it zoomed in for a bit. That way you guys can see. Okay, and I've got some other greens I'm going to fill in. I don't think I need to add any more berries or anything like that. I just need to kind of fill in some of the spaces that are empty from the... And I've got a few things. Actually, let me back up here. I've got a couple of things that you can buy greenery or evergreen stems or bushes or picks, but I like to get things that I can just kind of work off of, like this garland. I can cut this up into pieces, and if I see these on sale or something, I try to grab them, because I'll just take them and just use them for other uses if I don't use them for a garland. I do also have some sprays. I've got this teardrop swag that I've got that is just pretty unmanageable, really. I've had this for a few years, and I just have never used it because the branches are so doggone long and stuff. But I take these kinds of things and just cut them up. Like, it's got some good branches down here, like this and this. Now, this one here looks pretty fake, so I don't use that except for underneath filler. So we'll just go ahead and start stealing from this here. I'm just going to cut a few of these off, some of the nicer branches, because we just need to fill in some holes. Oh, thank you, Stacy. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can't go wrong. I mean, Christmas, how do you mess it up? I mean, really. Christmas and fall designs, they're just, the colors just make it easy. All right, let's see. Do I need any more pine cones? I don't think so. Like I said, I'm just cutting off the nice branches here. What they do, a lot of, like this particular swag, they've intermingled really nice evergreen with cheap evergreen, and that just makes it go farther. And that's that's one thing I try to do in my designs too. You got something real expensive, you try not to use it all up. Try and get it to go a little bit further. Okay, I think that's enough to get us a start. Get these guys out of the way. And we're just going to take this, like I said, and just kind of fill in the holes. I'm going to have to put a steel pick on them. Get this out of the way. I could probably just stick these down in there, but it's going to be a lot easier if we use a steel pick. Hopefully my machine's going to cooperate tonight. I'm just going to put these on a few of these. If you've got a steel pick machine, then you know what I'm talking about. They tend to be a little bit moody and temperamental. Whoops. Didn't get that one in. It's like you got to keep on talking to it. There. You got to ask them right, I guess. And I don't take care of it like I should. I mean, you're supposed to clean them and oil them, do maintenance kind of things on it. I don't do that. And who has time for that, right? Okay, one more. And then we'll just start placing these around. Okay. And I'm going to start with the longer ones first. Like I said, I know for sure I need something back here. I'll go ahead and zoom back in again, guys. So I want this to be a nice full wreath. And if I put one up here, I'm going to come here and I'm going to put one behind on this side. There we go. Want all that really nice iced evergreen and iced twigs to show for sure. I don't want to bury it with what I'm doing right now. Okay, I've got another kind of long one. I want to fill in this down here. There we go. And you put another one right here. And I like to, about any time I'm doing evergreens or about anything really, I like to mix, mix in different greenery, different elements, different textures. All right, let's see. I'm going to go back here behind the bow. Try not to dip my evergreen in the glue. There we go. I'll maybe put one right underneath of here. I don't know, for some reason, even though these are the same swags, it looks much fuller on the top than it does on the bottom to me. So we'll beef up the bottom here a little bit more. And then I'll probably put some of the other greenery in as well. Let's see. Oops. Got that stuck in my ribbon. Let's see. I'm going to put a shorter one right here. Just to complete that circle there. Oh, hey Vicki, how are you doing? No biggie. No biggie. The replay is always going to be available too, so don't worry. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, I'm going to cut off some more, but I'm going to decide which one of these I want to use. I want to use a different one. He's back up here. I want to use a different one. This one here is kind of frosted. The greens are almost too long for it though, for where I'm at right now. So I think I'll use the other one. We'll just start cutting. But think about, you know, whenever you're looking for supplies, I mean, don't overlook using like this swag, for example. Use it for something else. I'm going to cut off just a few of these. So who's got a fall wreath on their door now? Now that it's August. I've seen mums out in the stores. So I guess it's time. I know for me, if I put mums out right now, they'd be dead before fall really got here though. So, okay. All right, now we're going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to peek some of this underneath of here. Kind of fill up the inside. Some of these pieces are longer, some are shorter. So I'm trying to use the longer ones first. Oh, Jamie's still working on the fall wreath. Well, there's no rush. No rush. I still have a summer wreath up. I haven't put a fall one out, but I'm one. I don't know. I just have a harder time. I make all these wreaths, but yet I don't want to put them on my door. I'm like, well, they'll get dirty or they'll get, you know, faded or something. I want to keep them pretty. So, but I decided I'm going to do it this year. I'm going to put a really nice one on. So, yeah, Nancy, that's you got it. Buy these while they're on sale and cut away. Yeah, I always tell people when I'm talking about wreath making or crafting, you got to be like a MacGyver. You got to think outside the box. All right, I'm just, like I said, I'm just filling this in. I'm just kind of filling holes. Got a little bit of one right here. I think I'm going to bring some of this right in here just to kind of make it balanced, so to speak. I don't want it just all in the back of the wreath. Oh my. Beverly, where'd you say you were in Texas? That's where I'm going to. That's where I'm going tomorrow, or day after tomorrow. I love hot though. So, okay, Linda's wanting to know what the machine I'm using, and Linda, that is a steel pick machine, and it takes the place of having to put wood picks on your florals. Saves a lot of time if you are. It saves a lot of time if you do a lot of florals. I saw somebody's. Oh, Greg bought fall supplies at Walmart. Oh, really? They stepped up their game too? I tell you what, I went to Walmart yesterday, and I wasn't thinking about what day it was, and all the college kids had moved into town. Oh my gosh. It was every man for themselves, so I did not go and look at anything. I got what it was on my list, and I got out of there. Well, I got almost everything on my list. I guess I was so distraught, I actually forgot one of the most important things on my list. I had to go back today and get it. But yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what the fall looks like there. I'll have to check it out for sure, though. But I'm going to do it during school hours while everybody else is away. Yeah, I saw that parking lot and all of a sudden the light bulb went on and I remembered that all the college kids were moving in and I was like, oh my gosh. It seems like I do that every year. All right, I'm going to cut just a few more of these off. And I think we're getting pretty close to being full enough. And then we can start with the ribbon tails. Goodness. There. All right, I'm going to turn it toward me so I can see what holes I've got. All right, I feel like I need something right in here. Let me zoom in here. I'll show you. I still got, you know, it's kind of sparse right in this area and in here. And I like to have some showing behind the bow as well. So we'll be working with that. Actually, down here it looks pretty good. I'll probably put one of the longer ones right here, though. Let me see if I can find a long one. Okay. I wish there was a place you could drop off a steel pick machine while I was gone so they could work on it. I don't even know if it worked well even when I very first got it. I just don't recall. I feel like I need something right here. Like right in this area. I like, in case you haven't noticed, I like really full wreaths. I don't like them packed, like packed and tight, but I like them full. Okay. You know what I could even do? Maybe transplant some of these berries right into here. So it seems like some of them are kind of crowded. Okay, let me put a little piece right in here. Fill in that hole there. I don't know, I'll think about that. I'll think on it. Let it percolate for a little bit. Okay. Now just a little bit right here. I love working with Christmas though. It just makes me happy. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn it toward me so I can see what we have. I still feel like I need some around the bow. I'm going to cut just a few more short pieces off. That's what I like about this swag. It's got long ones, it's got short ones. It's really a nice swag. I don't even remember where I got it. I wish I did. So I think I've got 2 more. Right. Try and find another short one. There we go. Okay. Okay, now. There, that fills in that center part real nicely. You know, one area I just noticed, though, that I neglected, I need to get something underneath here. So that's going to take a long one. Think about it, this garland's tearing my hands up. It's kind of scratchy. Okay. I'm just going to go right underneath here. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to put a few pieces around the bow, around the back. So I want it to be visible from behind, or from in front. I want it to be visible. And made another piece point in the other direction. There we go. One thing about this velvet, it grabbed a hold of everything. I have to take a lint brush to that. Okay, now let's decide what we're going to do with the bow tails. I think I'm going to shorten these up. I'll go ahead and dovetail the end of the velvet one anyway. Just going to curl them up. I'm almost thinking just leave it without any bow tails. Let me see what it looks like here. I'm going to shorten this up just a little bit. don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? Bow tails or just leave it? Give me your opinions here. I could put some, you know, kind of thread them through, but I don't want to hide all the goodies here either. What do you guys think? Oh, thank you, Liliana. I appreciate that. I have to take my lint brush to that. I can't get that. It won't even come off with my fingernails. What do you guys think? Tails or leave it? Thank you. Thank you, guys. I kind of like it the way it is, too, you guys. Thank you, Claudia and Jamie and Beverly. Thank you so much. I'm thinking leaving it. Thank you, Greg. All right, I'm going to leave it like that. Now, I want to do one final thing. I want to put some evergreen in the bow itself. Oh, thank you, Diana. Okay, let me see if I can find a nice something to put in the bow. Uh-oh, I hear the music. Yellowstone's starting, guys. My husband lives for that show. And it's on at 9 o'clock here. And then he watches it again at 10 o'clock. That's how much he loves this show. All right, I'm just going to stick some of these little sprigs of evergreen here in the bow itself. Just to help the bow look like it's more part of the wreath instead of just stuck on it. Now, if you do this, make sure that you're happy with where your bow loops are because you're not going to move them once that happens. And you can also use this as a way, if you got a flimsy bow or a bow loop that won't stay where you want it, you can use that to help hold that open. And maybe put some right here. So do I have any other Yellowstone fans then out there? If so, you're probably not here anymore. So it's on. Okay, I'm going to put one more piece probably down in here. I'm not going to do it too much. Just going to put it right in there. Maybe another piece right here. And then we'll be done, guys. I think. I'll have to give it one more look. All right, let's see, where else did I say? Right in this area. There we go. All right, guys. I think we're done. And as always, you guys don't know how much I appreciate you. You just can't imagine. I just really thank God for you guys every night. And so thank you so much. Oh, great, Claudia. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Thank you guys all again. And all right, you guys have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.